Feel the rush like a shooting star. The engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's a dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR. The rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Fernando calls the play on NFR. Every race day, commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. And now Fernando calls the play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf Queen, the top supporter scene. In the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Feel the speed, the thrill, high octane drama can't get our fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. Yeah. Every lap a story, every driver's dream. On NFR, racing's the supreme. Checker flags waving, champions arise. NFR brings the glory to our eyes. NFR, where the legends are born. Speeding past the limits, engines reborn. In the fast lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. NFR with the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR's lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. You move to NFR, feel the speed, the speed.
Speed demons burning up at SKR, the league we love. Sunday at 6, engines flare up, adrenaline shove. Tight turns, the smell of gas, tires screeching loud. Thrill on the track, every driver make the crowd proud. Racers gunning for the top, no room for any slack. Pit stop strategies, teams got each other's backs. One wrong move, dreams could crash, a season turn to dust. Victory tastes sweeter when the stakes are a must. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. ashes. Cold sweat under helmet's pressure till it smashes. Race by race unfolding like a thriller on screen. F1 kings and queens chase that victory sheen. Rivalries ignite, sparking flames on asphalt. Pushing limits, no regret, not a single halt. Missteps and miracles, heartbeat sequence speed. SKR battles fused with passion and greed. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive.
It's time to go. Feel the speed, let it flow. Racing hearts, watch them glow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beat.
Silverstone town. Folks are whispering about a boy falling down. And got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like riding free. Tires spin, engines roar, but the podium's far. His wheels hit the gravel, now there's damage to the car. Got the world at his feet, yet he fumbles the lead. His dreams race away, but he's not in the speed. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name that can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Now he's got his own team with a famous name. Aston Martin's the brand, but it's still the same shame. Every corner, every turn, the crashes unfold. Dreams wrapped in carbon fiber, truth left untold. Paddock folks shake their heads with a sigh as the green car spins and the hopes run dry. No matter the funds, it's a harsh game of pain. $1 million toys can't shelter the rain. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill.
with dreams so great. 2 races in, he hit the wall. Max Verstappen wrecked him, y'all. He thought he'd shine, but oh sweet son, Max chewed him up like a 2-day run. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. Daddy Rick tried with his big old grin, but Max spun him out, said I always win. Gasly and Albon, they took their turn, crashed and burned, oh how they yearned. Perez hung on till his tires were flat, now Williams gone, imagine that. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. Red Bull barn's a lonely place. If you ain't Max, you're out of the race. Liam packed his boots, said I'm done, I reckon. Max just smirked, next victim's beckoning. The pit crew sang, he's too dang fast. Every teammate's a thing of the past. Now Lawson's back with the junior squad, singing why'd I think I'd beat that god. Max's shadow looms so tall and wide. Another teammate's pride just died. From Daniel Pierre, I was Checo too. Liam learned what we all knew. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. So here's to Liam with a beer and a side. 2 races down and a wide-eyed try. Max keeps winning that Dutch tornado. Red Bull's second seat, a big oh no.
Feel the speed, the thrill, high octane drama can't get off fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. Yeah. Every lap a story, every driver's dream. On NFR, racing's the supreme. Checkered flags waving, champions arise. NFR brings the glory to our eyes. NFR, where the legends are born. Speeding past the limits, engines reborn. In the fast lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. NFR with the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR's lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. You move to NFR, feel the speed.
Speed demons burning up at SKR, the league we love. Sunday at 6, engines flare up, adrenaline shove. Tight turns, the smell of gas, tires screeching loud. Thrill on the track, every driver make the crowd proud. Racers gunning for the top, no room for any slack. Pit stop strategies, teams got each other's backs. One wrong move, dreams could crash. crash a season, turn to dust. Victory tastes sweeter when the stakes are a must. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the karma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Dashes, wheel-to-wheel clashes, cold sweat under helmets, pressure till it smashes. Race by race unfolding like a thriller on screen. F1 kings and queens chase that victory sheen. Rivalries ignite, sparking flames on asphalt, pushing limits, no regret, not a single halt. Missteps and miracles, heartbeat sequence speed. SKR battles fused with passion and greed. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the karma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the karma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive.
It's time to go. Feel the speed, let it flow. Racing hearts, watch them glow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beat. Engines roar, can't stay off seats. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. Stars afar, round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. NFR, lights are green. Zoom
shooting star. The engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR. The rubber burns, feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Like Fernando calls the play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Now Fernando calls the play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf Queen, the top supporter scene. In the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see. In the quiet lanes of Silverstone town, folks are whispering about a boy falling down. Got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like a ride.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to NFR. Welcome back to Sunday afternoons with SKR. Of course, it's 6 p.m. We're getting ready to go. Of course, normal format tonight, short quali, followed by the 50% race. Of course, we've been trying to follow the calendar, the in real life calendar where possible, but no Grand Prix today. So we've gone off calendar. We're at the Circuit of the Americas, round 3, season 11. In fact, we have synced up with a calendar, just not the F1 calendar. Of course, about an hour after this race, we're going to have the MotoGP, round 3 at Kota. We already have a few drivers out on circuit. Rather than a few, we have a lot of drivers out on circuit. No surprise in the tyres column, everybody going for the soft compound, nobody messing about. A lot of drivers on outlaps, still some drivers in the pits. As we say that, we just see an RB leaving the pits. The track's going to be very busy. Circuit of the Americas, became the permanent home of F1 in the United States. F1 tried many times to capture the American market. Unfortunately, they just couldn't get it right. From crumbling racetracks at the old Las Vegas circuit to melting tar at the old Phoenix circuit in Arizona. They just couldn't get it right. Thought they got it right with Indianapolis. Then remember the race with the 6 cars? One then left the United States for a couple of years, returned to COTA, and has been here ever since. Obviously since then, F1 has definitely captured the American market. 2 Grand Prix added, Miami and Las Vegas. The possibility of a street circuit in Chicago making an appearance on the calendar in 2028. Riding with the McLaren driver Virus. Still no lap times. We'll start to see that timing sheet set the order any time now. A lot of cars on out laps, a lot of those cars now on quick laps. Still riding with Virus. Levy seems to be on a preparation lap, going slowly. 17 runners in the field this evening. Might still get 1 or 2 to squeeze in, we've seen that in the past. But for the time being, 17 runners. It's just the top 10 take home points. Speaking of the points, let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship real quick. Aston Martin lead the way on 52 points, McLaren not far behind on 48. Then the Racing Bulls on 38 points. And also not far behind Ferrari on 32. Things still very close, of course, only round 3, very early days. And then between Jonas and Wies, P1 and 2, just 4 points separate the 2 drivers. Speaking of Jonas and Wies, we've got them both in the lineup here today. In fact, Jonas has gone quickest, wasting no time. In the Aston Martin, it's Ferrari P2. So Smurf, good initial lap for him. He goes up into P3. This is Martin. Lead Ferrari for the time being, 132.7, good enough for P4. We saw Levy preparing for a lap. Keep our eyes on that second Ferrari. Of course, the McLarens doing very well in the Constructors' Championship, 2nd place. They'd like to get both those McLarens in the points. You know how quick Wies can be. Almost certain McLaren will get some points on the one side of the garage if he's able to keep it in a straight line and keep all the bits and pieces attached to the car. Virus comes into the pits without successfully setting a lap time. The pressure starts to mount. Get that first run wrong, maybe invalidate the second, then everything comes down to just the one run. No lap times from Wies, no lap times from Harsh Cartoon. The Dark Virus. Seems like that's a new driver there. That's Leaded Sky in the Williams. No lap time from him yet either. Levy's put the Ferrari up into P2. Said Martin was the lead Ferrari, not anymore. Levy 32.1. It's Ferrari P3. Smurf, we're still waiting for a lap time from Wies. Now he's done a few laps on these softs. These aren't absolutely fresh. Ooh, in the back end, just stepping out. A little bit late to be doing preparation laps. Hopefully he gets on the board pretty quickly, but you can see he's done a few laps on those tyres. So whatever lap he does set, there is a lot more to come. This is Levy on his way back to the pits. Spikes, good enough for P3. It's Ferrari P4. times. 32-1, 32-2, 32-3. Really close there, second, third and fourth. Got Skull out on track, we've got Andre out on track. This is Skull, one of the Mercedes drivers. The other Mercedes in P10, that's Dispatcher. Quite a big gap there between Skull and Andre, almost half a second. Andre has closed that. As I mentioned, it goes down to 3 tenths. You can get a lot closer than that. Skull and Andre usually match each other very closely in pace. At the moment, 3 tenths back. So we should have more on that final run. Weezer's returned to the pits without setting a lap time. Still 10 minutes to go. If you haven't set a lap time, this is a good time to be out on circuit. Don't want to leave it till that final run and you've got no more opportunity to do a second lap. Riding with Leaded Sky, one of the new drivers, unless this is a name change. I believe it is a new driver. Looking for his first lap time of the evening. Harsh Cartoon has been disqualified. Of course, that could be for any number of reasons. Could have just been off the circuit for a little too long. Harsh Cartoon has left the session as well, so hopefully he can get back in the car. He's got 9 minutes to do so. You can see him on that starting grid, even if he has to start from the back. Still no lap from Leaded Sky, no lap from Wheeze, no lap from Doc, no lap from Virus. Lots of drivers looking for that first lap. I'm not sure if drivers are having a trouble with track limits, getting invalidated laps. Maybe that's why they're coming in without setting a lap. Jonas is out on another preparation lap. Jonas currently quickest on a 31.3. Dion giving me some possible lap times here for Wheeze. And they seem quite a way away at the moment. Jonas currently quickest with a 31.3. Predicted time is a 1 minute 30.3, so that's a second away from where we are right now. This is Jonas. Not getting the best audio when we're on board. Got a lot of breakup in the audio, so if the audio starts breaking up, well, that's why I'm jumping off board. Ooh, the yeses, and I don't think you get much smoother than that. Goes quickest in sector 1. Lights up sector 1 in purple. Everybody take note. Wheeze is out on track. Wheeze is on a fast lap. He's been messing about for the first half of qualifying. But now he's reached the business end. 7 minutes to go. These drivers, I think, would still be able to get back pit and get out, but it would be a very tight call. Takes a while to get around Kota. These lights up sector 2. He lit up sector 1 in purple, he lit up sector 2 in purple, and all he has to do now is sew the rest of the lap together. Long right-hander. Every time you think it's over, it's a little bit more. It's an ultimate corner. And into the final corner, the replica of the final corner in Kyle Army. All of the curve on the outside and a 31.3. You don't get much closer than that. Wheeze 31.3, Jonas 31.3. That's the front row. Covered by only hundredths of a second. Dion predicting a 1 minute 30.3. I think Dion should get himself on circuit and do that 1 minute 30.3 because I want to see it. Go in the pits, Virus out on track. Jonas goes quicker. Jonas goes quicker. He does put it into the 130s. It's not a low 130, but it's a 130.8. The heart of the McLaren driver who briefly took pole will sink. As he knows, as impressive as that last lap was, he suddenly needs to find another half a second if he's going to take that pole position back. It's Ferrari in P3. He remains in the pits for now. Caution in sectors 2 and 3. Fortunately, drivers don't need to slow down under yellow flag in the game. Last things could be quite frustrating. But as you can see, most of the qualifying session, there's a caution up there in the left-hand side. Welcome to everyone on the stream, quite a few of you watching. We are in a short qualifying session. Everybody had the 18 minutes to get around and set their best lap. We now have 4.5 of those minutes remaining. Then we will get off into what will be a 50% race. Jonas quickest, Rees P2, Levy, he's just taken P3 away from it's Ferrari. It's Ferrari on an outlap, looking to improve. Then Spikes, P5, Martin P6, P7, then the pair of Mercedes, 8 and 9, Dispatcher and Skull, separated by a tenth of a second, the teammates, and then Virus, making up the top 10. As we have seen in the past, that the circuit can get messy in those S's, especially on lap 1. Hopefully everybody able to get through the S's cleanly on that opening lap. We don't want any safety cars, we don't want any delays. If you're a fan of this circuit, if you're a fan of MotoGP at 9 PM, MotoGP will be taking on this circuit in round 3 of their calendar. So if you're missing F1, if you're missing motorsport, it's just there to fill the little gap. Harsh Cartoon has rejoined the lobby, so he should be able to retake control of his car. He has obviously been disqualified from the qualifying session, so he's not going to be able to take control of it now. But when the race gets going, he should get another opportunity. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining. Dispatcher's out on circuit, Skull is on an outlap. Dispatch actually just comes into the pits. Two Mercedes on very different programs at this stage. Visor, welcome to the stream, welcome to the comment section, good to have you. Spamming a lot of L's. Well, I'm gonna mute Visor. Jonas still quickest, but he's in the pits. I don't know if he's going to have time to come out again and have one more go. Rees is definitely out on track. Of course, he took pole position on his last lap. Sector 1, 2 and 3 went purple in each. And then just half a lap later, Jonas found half a second. Rees now knows that that lap, as good as it was, needs to find so much more. It's the RB. Some would suggest in 2025 that this is the superior Red Bull car. I guess we'll find out next week. If Liam Lawson beats Yuki Tsunoda, well then we know there's a big problem. And maybe they should put Max in that RB. Might have a better chance with the McLarens. Levy retired from the session. He obviously cannot improve, so it's called it a day. Taking a short break before the race. Everybody getting W's except for Harsh Cartoon. Harsh Cartoon, what have you done? Why are you getting L's in the chat? Obviously, Harsh Cartoon was disqualified earlier on in the session. We didn't see why, and then he left the lobby. So there may have been a problem with his connection, but he has since returned to the lobby. He'll take no further part in qualifying, but he should very much be part of the race. This is Wheeze. Starting his final run, 51.3 is his best time. He's going to have to find a little over half a second if he's going to take pole position. Away from Jonas. Jonas not far behind. Wheeze will go over the line first. Jonas will go over the line just behind him. It's going to come down to the closing stages. Drive with Wheeze, he has gone quicker in sector 1, but only just 4 thousandths quicker in sector 1. Found 4,000 somewhere. But he's going to have to find a little more than that. Needs to find himself half a second. And remember, might find that half a second only for Jonas to extend the lead a little further. It's Faree. This session has come to an end. Levy, Martin, Virus. None of those drivers can improve. Smurf session has come to an end. Spike's still on a lap. As are the top two, Jonas and Wheeze. Wheeze has pulled out of it. Wheeze has pulled out of it. He's not going to find an improvement. Let's go with Jonas. It's not ideal. Comes out of the corner, finds a car on the exit. Don't always get the track to yourself in qualifying, but you're going to need an improvement. Could have used one. Is he going to find anything more? Well, no, he's definitely not going to find anything more. Oh, he's going to go over the line backwards. I believe he's referencing Talladega Nights. Going over the line for pole position backwards. Oh, and there's the copyright music. I caught it too late. Oh well. Just waiting now for those final results of qualifying. It's taking a few moments to pop up. Of course, after that we go straight into a 50% race. Delay lasting. There we go. First thing we should see is an empty pit lane. There we go, there's the empty pit lane. All of the cars to the right hand side of the screen doing their final preparations. We didn't get a results screen. Anyone else notice that? We didn't get a results screen, so I'll read out the starting order when we start the formation lap. Course drivers doing their final preparations, making their final choices when it comes to strategy. Looked like we might have had rain in qualifying. When qualifying started, we saw some pretty grey skies. That doesn't appear to be the case, at least at the start of the race. No real visible clouds from this angle. Looks like we've got blue skies. So if you're hoping for rain interruptions, don't know if it's going to happen. If you want interruptions, we're going to have to maybe rely on safety cars. Of course, tomorrow night, channel returns on a Monday. This time it's going to be for Season 2 of League v League Round 1. I would tell you what track it is, but I haven't looked it up. but we will be live at 8 o'clock. Be the normal SAFRL format, 8 o'clock, short quali, 50% race. And then of course on Tuesday night, we've got SAFRL, and that is at a venue yet to be decided. So the way that is going to work, I'm going to start the stream a little earlier than usual. I'm going to open up the stream at 7:30 on Tuesday night, and I'm going to immediately put up a poll of the available circuits to choose from. Obviously it can't be a circuit that's already on the calendar. We're going to put those tracks up in a poll. We're going to let you decide where the venue for Tuesday night will be. Of course, that can be the viewers, that can be the drivers coming in and out just to vote, whatever the case may be. Pfizer showing faith in Harsh Cartoon, always Harsh Cartoon's biggest fan. Predicting a last to first for the man who was disqualified from qualifying. Everybody getting their way around the circuit. Final preparations, see them weaving in and out. Just them trying to get temperature into the tyres, temperature into the brakes. Visor saying that Harsh Cartoon is the king. What's going on, Visor? I thought Lewis Hamilton was your king. Or was it Lance Stroll? I can't remember. Visor saying he can smell the rain. Well, that's probably the rain outside the window and not the rain at Kota, because it's raining outside by me. Fortunately not on the race circuit. Get a odd camera angle for the start of the race. It's going to be Jonas versus Wees, P1 and 2 in the championship, going from P1 and 2 on that front row. A few odd delays, and there we go. Finally we get underway. We can't see the red lights from this terrible angle, but I assure you we'll be underway now. Jonas versus Wees. It's Faree. What will he do into turn 1? Who looks to get involved into turn 1? Looks like Wees is going to lead the way, is he? Yes, he does. Just a little bit of rubbing of tyres between the Aston Martin and the McLaren. Now the RB was looking to get involved. It's Faree down to P4. That's the Alpine that's made its way up to P3. Levy in P5, Virus P6, Smurf P7. We've got Andre. Didn't see where he qualified. Of course, we didn't get that results screen. Saw he was in P11 at a stage. He either set a much better lap time at the end of qualifying, or he's had a fantastic start. Top Gun P9, Captain Slow in P10. Not only is he racing in SKR, he's also supporting the stream. We saw him here earlier. He's gone quiet in the comment section for obvious reasons. A little difficult to type on the keyboard when both hands are supposed to be on the wheel. Rees leads the way, 3/10 of a second, then a further 3/10 back is Jonas. Nothing in it. It's Faree, Lebby, Smurf. Everybody staying close together in the opening laps. No reported incidents, or nothing that I've noticed. We do see Martin is at the rear of the field. Is he coming into the pits? Yes, he is. Martin must have had damage to that Ferrari. We didn't get to see it, but he comes into the pits from last place. Of course, doesn't seem like there's much hope on the horizon when that happens, when you have to make an early pit stop. and the whole field races away into the distance. You come out of the pits 20 seconds behind the next man. But we know that just one safety car can cancel all of that out. So you've got to stay in the race. You've got to hope that the race gods give you the good luck. Because sometimes it can go very, very badly. Other times it can go surprisingly well. Spikes into the lead of the race. Let's bring up the tyre screen. I'm almost certain Spikes is on a softer compound. Spikes is on the medium tyre. Wheeze is on the hard tyre. He's just gone down to P3. It's Free also on the hard tyre. So now it's Jonas versus Spikes at the front. The two medium runners. They're lighting up those mediums. They've got temperature into those mediums now. They should have a slight advantage on Wheeze, and it's Free behind them. As long as they can break the DRS. Of course, if those softer tyres are worth 4 or 5 tenths a lap, all of that gets cancelled out if the man behind you is within DRS. That is the risk of the softer tyre. It's supposed to help you get to the front, open a gap, make a bit of a gap for that early pit stop. Lots of times it doesn't work if you're not able to break DRS. You'll end up just towing the cars around in the ones on the slower compound. Spikes leads from Jonas. Not the result we expected in the early stages of the race. But there it is. Jonas P2. He's the quickest man in qualifying. He's P2 in the race. McLaren. Lots of moves going on. Jonas goes to the lead. And Wheeze makes it a double. Spikes, he led the race. He would have felt quite good about himself for a little while. Then he lost the lead to Jonas. He probably looked to his left and said, what, the McLaren's doing it too. So he's down to P3 and under serious pressure immediately from its Ferrari. Seen in previous races, its Ferrari runs with the best of them. Definitely one of the favourites going into any race night. Currently in P4 on the hard tyre. Of course, when you start on the hard tyre, you're playing the longer game. Don't need to be as aggressive in the opening laps. You know, if you've got runners in front of you on a softer tyre, they're only going to have that advantage for a little longer, and then the track will come to you. So it's Ferrari sitting in P4 for now. Don't know if he's just sitting back in P4 or if he can't get close enough to the Alpine. The Alpine that led the race not so long ago, now down in P3. It's Aston Martin versus McLaren, Mercedes power versus Mercedes power. That was the front row. That is now P1 and P2 in the race, as well as P1 and 2 in the championship. Of course, next season Aston Martin go to the Honda engine. Rather, yes, Aston Martin will go to the Honda engine, and Alpine will pick up that extra Mercedes motor. So next year there will be no more Renault engine in Formula 1. Even though Renault exists as a manufacturer in Formula 1, they've chosen to go with a different engine. It's not really the best look. Captain Slow picks up a 3-second time penalty. I was going to say he's the first man to pick up a penalty, but he's not. It's Doc. He picked up a penalty of his own. Try and get some details. Just a 3-second penalty apiece. Nothing too serious. But at this very early stage, that is a bit worrying. You're on your first penalty just 5 laps into the race. Carry on at that rate, and you he can rack up a tally of 15 by the end of things. If you're in the penalties column already, you really need to slow that down. Track limits can be challenging at this circuit. Lots of places where you want to use all of the racetrack, and sometimes you use too much of the racetrack, or rather what's not considered legally the racetrack. Got to keep a wheel inside that white line, and on this game that rule is not always 100%. Some circuits you can take a lot of corner and be quite surprised to get away with it. In other places it can be really, really harsh. If you're not sure where those places are, the penalties rack up real quick. We've got a prediction coming in from Visor for a safety car on lap 18. That would be with 10 laps to go. That would be an interesting scenario. I always, if I have to call one safety car, if you say, right, you've got to have one safety car in the race. The only thing is you can pick what lap it comes out. Well, I'm going to pick as late in the race as possible, because what that means, regardless of what happened in the race, you're going to get a 1 or 2 lap shootout at the end, and almost anything can happen. Of course, this is coming from a commentator and driver who spends a lot of time at the rear of the field, and that is probably why I would appreciate a very late safety car in the race. The drivers at the front would have no interest in my little story. Of course, that is the absolute opposite for the drivers at the front. Every time they start opening up a gap, every time they start running away from the midfield, safety car comes out, closes up the field again. Every time there's a restart, there's a chance of a mistake, there's a chance of a collision. But so far so good on lap 6 of 28. Everybody holding firm, everybody holding station. Just saw that damage for Martin in the very early stages of the race. I think he came in at the end of lap 1 or lap 2. That would have messed up whatever strategy he had in mind, and he'll be hoping for that safety car we just mentioned to bring him back into the pack. Jonas still leads, Wees still in P2, but now the question starts to go towards the tyres. Of course Jonas leads, but Wees is holding on, 0.2 of a second, there's absolutely nothing in it. He's within the DRS, but he's on the hard tyre. So this is the stage I was talking about, where if you're on the softer tyre, you'd like to be getting far up the road, getting a bit of a buffer, because you're going to have to pit first. But instead, you're dragging the car behind you, who's on the slower compound, just giving him DRS lap after lap. And whatever 4, 5, 6 tenths you're making on that softer tyre, you're losing it all down that incredibly long back straight. Of course, the second purpose-built F1 circuit in the United States. The first one would have been the street circuit designed on the inside of Indianapolis. And of course a big redesign to that circuit on the inside of Indianapolis, as Indianapolis are, well, they're fighting Chicago for that 4th USA Grand Prix. Of course, in the very early days of Formula 1, the Indianapolis 500 was part of the F1 calendar. Don't ask me how it worked, but the F1 drivers went with their F1 cars, the Indy drivers drove their Indy cars, and most of the time, Formula 1 came out on top. Of course, father of Damon Hill, Graham Hill. He won the Indy 500. Also won Le Mans and Monaco, giving him that coveted triple crown that I don't think anybody else has. That's a big spin. Don't know if that was contact or if that was a mistake, but we saw the back end of that Aston Martin come out in a big way. He's lost a lot of time. He's lost 1.5 seconds to that spin. And that's exactly the wrong time to be going backwards if you're on that softer compound. You want to be going forwards. He's rather lost out big time, 1.5 seconds. He's now out of DRS. He's already closed some of that time up. Probably doesn't like what the commentators say. He's saying, hold my beer, I'll show you something. Gap was 1.5 seconds, and just like that, it's back to 9/10. Jonas obviously annoyed with that little incident. We saw the car ghost, so that does suggest to me it wasn't contact. Of course, I can't be sure. There was contact, of course it was nothing intentional. It's just racing. All of these guys on their absolute limit. And who am I to judge anyone here in the top 4? Fantastic drivers. And we know between Ferrari, Weiss, Spikes and Jonas, it's going to come right down to the end. The 3-second time penalty for Revolution. That penalties column getting more and more populated as the race goes on. We've got 3-second penalties for the Doc, and then 3-second penalties for Skull and Levy. Then we've got 6-second penalties for Dispatcher, Captain Slow and Revolution. Like I say, very early days. You don't want to be racking up that sort of penalty count before half distance. As you can see, just Martin has made that pit stop. That was very early on in the race. Nobody else has officially entered into their pit window. That will come soon for those medium runners. Let me know if you're in the comment section. Tian is usually very good with the data. Of course, if he were here, that top 4 would be a top 5. So let me know, Tian, if you're still in the comment section. Let me know the medium tires. Am I correct in saying lap 12, lap 13? I think that would be round about the spot. Lap 12, lap 13, somewhere close to it. Drivers have now done 9 laps with those mediums. So they're going to have to start thinking about that pit window. Fortunately for those cars in the top 4, and look at that, we've got a safety car. We're just speaking about the pit window, and this will change everything. This will change everything. Weiss and it's Ferrari, they were still hoping to take these tyres a little longer. They were on the hard tyre. They've only done 9 laps on those hard tyres. So their heads have to start thinking, what do? Do they come into the pits? Do they hold on to track position? Holding on to track position, well, it would be suicide. It seems like is everybody coming into the pits. Weiss comes into the pits. It's Ferrari comes into the pits, as does Spikes, as does Jonas. So nobody in that top 4. Rolling the dice, everybody coming into the pits at the same time. Now it's going to be interesting because they're on split strategies. So if the hard runners go on to the medium, which is what they're doing, will they be able to finish the race? It's Ferrari. I don't know if that was a mistake or if that was trying something different. It's Ferrari. He's put on the soft tyre, the only soft compound we see in that entire field. So at the restart, Weiss is going to go from the start on a set of mediums. It's Ferrari will be in P2 on a set of softs. And then the next 8 cars will all be on a set of hard tyres. Safety car coming a little earlier than predicted by Visor. He said lap 18. Who knows? Maybe we'll get another one on lap 18. Don't give up hope on your prediction just yet. So I don't think Visor was here during the pre-stream menu. So I don't think you would have heard the new song. Of course, we released a Liam Lawson special song. So if you want to hear that, I'll play it one more time after the stream. Unfortunately, I don't have a song for League B League, and that's coming up tomorrow. This League B League will be a dual broadcast. It'll be live here on NFR with commentary from me. It will also be live on Fusion Racing. So you can go check out Fusion Racing on YouTube. Give them a sub, give them a like. Of course, come back to NFR on Monday night. We'll be giving you more of a perspective from the SKR drivers, focusing more on the SKR team. If you stay after the stream, guys, I'll play you the Liam Lawson song. Lap 11 of 28. Not yet at halfway distance. Just gone over the line for lap 12 of 28, but still not at halfway distance. Let me know in the comment section if there's any MotoGP fans. This MotoGP, 9 PM, they're going to be racing this circuit. And unlike F1, it's the Italian manufacturers that are dominating. Of course, Ducati, really the Ferrari of motorcycles, dominating MotoGP. I believe yesterday in the sprint race, the top 5 were all on Ducatis. Of course, it's created a lot of competition in MotoGP this season. Because what usually happens is you have your factory Ducati team, and then you have 2 satellite Ducati teams. The 2 satellite Ducati teams basically get the year before's bike, and only the manufacturer team has access to this year's bike. But what happened in 2025 is the 2025 Ducati wasn't much of an upgrade. It really wasn't that good, and so they reverted back to the Ducati 24 engine, just running the 25 chassis, and it's not that much quicker than the satellite teams. So it's creating a very interesting scenario where the factory Ducatis are fighting against satellite bikes with a much lower budget. Safety car will be coming in this lap. Sorry for the MotoGP ramble, but safety cars can be quite boring. At the restart, remember Wheeze, It's Free and Dispatcher. That's going to be your top 3, and those top 3 on very different compounds. Got a medium runner, a soft runner, and a hard runner in the top 3. Spikes in P4, also on a hard. Jonas in P5, also on a hard. Dispatcher out of position. He chose not to pit, he chose to hold on to track position. He's going to have 11 lap old hards at the restart. You see the medium is going to be able to get up to temperature a lot faster, and the soft will get up to temperature even quicker than that. So It's Free will be hoping for a blistering start. And maybe another safety car. Wheeze is going to lead the way at the restart. It's Free, P2. Remember, he's on the soft tyre, so watch out for superior grip from him. Dispatcher, he wants to hold on to P3 for as long as he can. Jonas getting frustratingly close to making that overtake. Doesn't want to spend any more time than he has to behind the Mercedes. That Mercedes is on aging tyres. He's on brand new hards. And there's a big incident. A big incident. It's Dispatcher. Dispatcher comes off the circuit. Does he have damage to the car? And now he's gone off the circuit again. From bad to worse. He was in P3. He wanted to hold on to that position. I just think he didn't have the temperature in the tires. Was trying to do too much. What that has done is it's opened the road for Jonas, who's in P3, 2.5 seconds adrift. Doesn't have any damage, visible damage to the Aston Martin that we can see. But I wonder how much that Dispatcher incident affected the Aston Martin, because he's now 2.7 seconds adrift from the two ahead of him. And this is the perfect scenario for them. They're on the faster tires, they've broken DRS, now they need to get on with it. But if Wies and SAFRL start to get tangled, start fighting for the lead, it'll just bring Jonas right back into it. Of course, they're not teammates. You can't tell them work as a team, get up the road, maybe fight in the closing laps. Just make sure that Jonas can't come back at you. They're not interested in that. One is a McLaren driver, one is an RB driver, and they're racing for 25 points. Got 12 of you watching with just 3 likes on the channel, so if you haven't left a like on the channel, remember to leave a like. Gets our video out on a lot more time feeds. A lot more people get to see the video. SKR, SAFRL, and now League v League will be shown to more people. So remember to leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, well, we're trying to get to 1,000. Wies leads the way. It's SAFRL in P2. Needs to use those soft tyres to get himself into the lead. So those soft tyres have a pretty early expiry date. He's going to get the most out of them. The time is now. There we go, we're back. I just had a sneezing attack. So you didn't need to hear me sneezing loudly 4 times. I just hit the mute button. Fortunately, you still get the sound of the cars. I think it was last week we had an issue with no sound. Wies, it's SAFRL, no change at the front, 0.2 of a second, but the car in second place is the car that would like to be in first place. He's got the soft tyre, he's supposed to be out front, opening up the gap, because those tyres are going to expire. The next question will be for Wies. I was predicting lap 12, lap 13 for that swap to mediums. Of course, he made the swap to mediums a little early. Will those tyres comfortably get to the end of the race, or is he going to be thinking 2-stop? Further back in the field, this is Spikes. Was very much part of the top 4 in the first half of the race. After the safety car, he has since fallen back. Skull in P5. We have Smurf in P6. And Andre not far behind. Look at these 3 cars. Skull, Smurf, Andre. Half a second covering 3 cars. One mistake, especially if the mistake is at the front, can take out all 3. Trust me, I know. Had probably the most shocking drive of my online racing career on Friday night. I completely missed the braking point by several meters and took out 3 to 4 cars. So that's why I'm in the commentary box. and not on the circuit. The dock picking up another penalty. Dispatcher, he's in the pits. Well, he's coming out of the pits. Thought that might have been a retirement, but he is on his way back out. Of course, only the top 10 can score points. But as you saw that safety car come out on lap 10, I think it was, things can change very, very quickly. We were thinking about the pit window, we were thinking about lap 12, lap 13, safety car came out lap 10, changed everything, flipped everything on its head. We've now got SAFRL on a set of softs. And I wonder if that was a roll of the dice, or if that was a mistake. Did he mean to put the softs on? Of course, SAFRL will know. Maybe he's listening to the stream in the background and he can let us know after the race. Still a while to go. Lee's ahead of SAFRL, then Jonas. The two hard runners have fallen back. Remember, Jonas and Spikes, they were very much part of a top 4 that has since become a top 2. Jonas still within touching distance, 1.3 seconds. As for Spikes, he's fallen off quite badly, 3.4 seconds. Skull was about 5 seconds behind Spikes. He's now 4.7 seconds behind, so he is closing the gap. Andre in P6. See Skull just down the road from him there. Not close enough to make an overtake. Just going to sit patiently. He's going to get DRS next time round. See a pass on the from the Williams on the Mercedes. Let's keep our eyes on the battle. Of course, out front it's still Weeze and SAFRL. But SAFRL must have made a mistake. SAFRL must have made a mistake. No, he didn't. He's coming into the pits. I thought it was a mistake. I saw the gaps starting to come down violently. All of a sudden, 2.7 seconds from a couple of tenths. But that is him coming in on lap 7 to get rid of those softs. And I wonder if that very out of sync pit stop might have taken him out of podium contention. Of course, when that safety car comes out, depending on where you are on the circuit, if you're already in sector 3, well then you've got moments to decide. And will you look at that? We said safety car could come out, flip everything on its head, and well, Visor, you got it right. I don't believe it, but he got it right. Wasn't the first safety car, but the prediction didn't say first safety car, it just said safety car on lap 18. And here we are, safety car on lap 18. What's your next prediction? Rain on lap 22? Thanks there, Nas, just letting me know in the comment section that was not a mistake to go onto the soft tyres. Was looking to open up a gap at the front. Of course, he wasn't able to get away from Weeze at the end. They stayed very close together. But what this safety car has done is he was going to have a pit stop that was out of sync with everyone. This has allowed him to virtually have a free pit stop. Weeze leads the way. Jonas will be the man in P2. Spikes, he'll have that gap cancelled out. Lap 19 of 28. Visor the fortune teller. Well, I don't know if he's a fortune teller. He said Harsh Cartoon was going to win this race. And he said it was going to rain. So 1 out of 3. Although if it does rain in the last 8 laps and somehow Harsh Cartoon wins this race, well, then we have to have Visor here next week as a co-commentator. We're going to spend a few laps behind the safety car. Hopefully when we do get going, it will be the final restart. It really was perfect timing for it for Reed. Remember, he went onto the soft and I questioned the decision. Thought he might have to obviously make that second pit stop. Other drivers would stay out, hold on to track position. Things would be quite difficult. But this safety car worked out absolutely perfectly. Half of it driver strategy, the other half pure luck. Go over the line. That will be the start of lap 20 of 28. Approaching the final third of the race. Dixie Killer also in the chat. So a lot of the usuals are here. Death Queen, Visor, Dixie Killer. Also got Nas. So that David's. Good to have everyone here, whether you're a regular, whether you're new, whether you just tune in for one of the races per week. Of course, if you enjoy SKR on Monday night, tomorrow, starting tomorrow, round 1, I believe it's season 2 of League v League. 4 leagues going up against each other, 4 drivers from each league, giving you a total of 16 drivers. Each team will have 1 engineer, bringing the lobby up to 20, and then 2 commentators. 1 commentator on the side of Fusion Racing, they are the hosts of League v League this season, and the other one here on NFR. Safety car in this lap. That's the message from the race control that you see in the middle of your screens. Things are about to get going again. And if Jonas had fallen a couple of seconds behind Wheeze, and this has just brought everybody back together. I said it early on in the race, if you're going to get a safety car, have it late in the race. It cancels out all the gaps. And it's a clean slate. Annoying for the guys out front, fantastic for the guys at the back. Of course, once that safety car enters the pit lane, then the responsibility goes to the lead driver, and he decides when to go, and he's gone very early. He went on the exit of the penultimate corner. Did he catch Jonas unawares? There is Jonas, he's very close behind, so he did not catch him unawares. He did start from the Aston Martin. Actually looks to the inside. Wasn't close enough. Thinks better of it. This is the view from Spikes in P3. Then it's Free. That's the driver that got so lucky with the pit stop. Safety car coming out just when he needed to pit. It's kept him in the top 4. It's kept him in this race. Remember, all the gaps got cancelled out. So less than 2 seconds cover that top 4, and yet again, this time not a full safety car, but more frustration. More frustration for the drivers at the front of the field. It's even a little bit more frustrating than a full safety car. You just got to drive within that delta. You've also got to be so careful. Virtual safety car can end at any moment. Sometimes you get a warning, and a second later it's over. You're on the wrong side of the delta, you pick up a harsh penalty. You've got to keep it in the green until that virtual safety car has come to an end. Visor being mean to the drivers in the comment section. DRS enabled. That means we are back underway. Weeze leads from Jonas. We got half a lap of racing on the last lap. Hopefully we get a little more than that this time. 22 of 28. How is this going to finish? You'd think we'd have a better idea in the closing stages, but we're far from knowing who's going to win this race, or even what order that podium's going to be in. Don't give drivers L's, Visor. Dispatcher getting an L. Harsh Cartoon having an L. Guys need to get in contact with Visor after the race if you want to have a chat with your #1 fan. Weeze and Jonas switching places. The Aston Martin now goes to the front. There will be no more tyre battle at the front unless there's any incidents. Everybody in the top 8 on a set of medium tyres, all of them practically the same age. So this isn't going to come down to a tyre battle. This is going to come down to somebody losing their tyres in the last 2 laps. Everybody should have all the same tools at their disposal. So this is going to come down to just racing, getting around as quick as possible, and of course not making any contact. Fastest lap goes to Jonas, then it's immediately taken away by Spikes. Everyone in this top 4 on the absolute move. It's Free. He'd like to get a little closer to the top 3. Skull also needs to stay within that DRS. 8/10 the gap now. Martin, the top of the soft runners, he's in P9. Then we've got Leaded Sky on a set of hard tyres, aging hard tyres. He's probably going to go to the end. He'll be hoping to stay within the points, but he's holding on to P10 for now. Harsh Cartoon with the possibility of points. See all those penalties next to their name. It'll come down to who's got the penalties. Look at Levy in P6 rather. He's got 16 seconds next to his name. It's enough to destroy any race. Dispatcher down in 14. We've seen him make multiple visits to the pit lane. He's got 19 seconds next to his name. He's made 3 stops now. Assume those 19 seconds are 3 for track limits and 1 for pit infringement. If he chooses pit again, he can cancel those 10 seconds out. But in doing so, he'll gain another 10 for the pit stop. Weeze out front. Jonas P2, 3/10 of a second. A further 4/10 back. Spikes. Further 2/10 back. It's Free. The top 4 within a second. Further second back is Skull. Still at close distance. If anything were to happen to these cars up the road, he's got a podium on the cards. Fortunately, he does have that penalty next to his name. Fortunately for him, Levy behind him has many more penalties than he does. No Visor. it's not almost a lap of penalties. Because if you're able to do a lap of Kota in 19 seconds, well, I don't know what track you're driving, but it's definitely not Kota. This is Weiss out front, Jonas P2. These two have traded positions once or twice since the restart of that virtual safety car. Of course, we got a safety car, we got restarted. Only half a lap into that racing, we got a virtual safety car. Can be very distracting to the guys out front, but they've been able to hold their concentration. 1 second covers the top 3, then it's Faria further 4/10 back. Everyone in that top 4 very much a podium contender, and any sort of mistake means you're going to finish off the podium. This is Skull, best of the rest in P5. Maybe looks good in P6, but he's going to drop many positions. There's also the downside to a very late safety car. Having a lot of penalties next to your name means those cars aren't going to have enough time to spread out again. And rather than losing 2 or 3 positions in the timesheet, it could throw you right to the rear of the timesheet. Jonas still leads from Weiss, from Spikes, from It's Ferrari. It's Ferrari getting very close now to the back of the Alpine, even looked up the inside there, couldn't make it work. But now he's looking to make up that position, he's looking to get himself into the top 3 if he's got any hope of catching Jonas and Weiss and challenging for the lead, challenging for the win. He can't do that from behind the Alpine. Certainly going to go for the overtake this time around. Let's go with Spikes and watch from the rear. And this is the problem for its Ferrari. Usually you just flip the DRS open, helps you make that overtake, you get a huge boost. But Spikes is very much in the DRS of Weiss. So when you open up your little advantage, the driver you're trying to catch has that same advantage. Therefore, DRS neutralized. Then it really comes down to battery management, how much battery you have at the end for that final push. We look towards the inside. We do have a caution in sector 2. That has since disappeared. Drivers would have just frozen for just a moment. Virus has gone out of the race. We didn't see it, but it was pointed out by Visor in the comment section. Sorry to the McLaren driver, he didn't see the retirement. So that means 3 retirements, the 17 that started, just 14 remain. 2 of those retirements led to safety cars. Virus has just recently retired. Ooh, somebody's gone off. It's a McLaren. The McLaren Weiss is not going to be happy with that. Was there contact? We saw the car ghosting off to the side of the circuit. He's now in P4. And as I say that, takes P3 back. So apparently no lost momentum. 3-second penalty going for Leaded Sky. So said he was in the points, holding on to 1 point. He's now gone into P11. It'll be difficult to work out all these penalties at the end of the race. Harsh Fortune just on 3. We mentioned him very early on in the race. He picked up those 3-second penalty, that 3-second penalty on lap 4 of the race. And we said he's going to have to be so careful not to rack those up. Well, he's kept it at 3 seconds for the remainder of the race. He just has to do it for another 10 kilometers or so. Of course, all of these 50% races are approximately 150 kilometers. The race distance usually between 300 and 310 kilometers. So we're doing half of that. .27 of 28. Jonas goes around the final corner, and when he goes over the line, he's going to start the final lap. The man who's been racing all night, Wheeze, suffered some serious misfortunes on the last lap. He's been able to make up positions, he's been able to make up some ground. Unfortunately for him, he's not within DRS, 1.4 seconds away from Jonas, and Jonas may just have the advantage. Don't think Wheeze is going to be able to pull this back unless there's some sort of an incident. There is Wheeze, he's in P2, but that P2 isn't safe just yet. It's Free, still very close behind. No penalties next to his name. Spike's in P4, so if he did make an overtake for the podium, he'd lose that position. He's got penalties next to his name, as do a lot of drivers. I think we're down to 7 drivers without penalties. So 7 drivers without penalties, 7 with penalties. And some of those, lots of penalties. It's the last lap of the race. Jonas got a nice comfortable lead now, 1.3 seconds, and I think it's the first time he's had a comfortable lead, if you want to call a 1 second lead a comfortable lead. Well, he's been leading by 2/10, so I'm sure he enjoyed that last lap. Jonas around the final corner. He's not going to go over the line backwards this time. It's Free over the line in second, Wheeze over the line in P3. And I think Spikes, he's done enough to hold on to P4. Yes, he has, regardless of the penalties. 10-second penalty for an unserved penalty. That'll go the way of Levy. It's going to push him down the field as well. Fortunately, some big gaps formed at the rear of the field. I'm sure there were some incidents, some pit stops. It's pretty difficult to fall 20 odd seconds behind in just 10 laps. Fantastic race we got here today. Top 4 took it to the end. We thought it was going to get interesting at the pit window. It got interesting a few laps before the pit window. That safety car came out. Then we got the second safety car. That was the one predicted by Visor. Came out on lap 18. And a brief virtual. And then a sprint to the end. That was fantastic racing the whole way through. There's a brief look at the podium, and hopefully this time we get results. Yes, we do. Jonas takes the victory. He was P1 on the grid. He's P1 in the race. It's Free. Started from P3. He's made up a position. Managed to finish in P2. Wheeze P3. That was with misfortune at the end of the race. Fastest lap of the race is going to go the way of Spikes. He'll get a bonus point for P4. Then Skull in P5. Smurf P6. Top Gun P7. Levy P8. Martin P9. And Harsh Cartoon taking home the final point. No points on the night for Leaded Sky. P11 on what I think is his debut. Then the second Williams, also no points for Andre. Revolution 13. Dispatcher 14. And then the 3 DNFs. Virus, Doc, and Captain Slow. I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. What a great stream it was. I said that if Visor would stay till the end of the stream, I'd play him the Liam Lawson song. So if you're still with us, you can hang around for another 2.5 minutes. I'll play you the Liam Lawson song. And if you are a Liam Lawson fan, I'm sorry for offending you.
Well, Liam Lawson rode into Red Bull's gate. Kiwi kid with dreams so great. 2 races in, he hit the wall. Max Verstappen wrecked him, y'all. He thought he'd shine, but oh sweet son, Max chewed him up like a 2-day run. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. Daddy Rick tried with his big old grin. Max spun him out, said I always win. Gasly and Albon, they took their turn. Crashed and burned, oh how they yearned. Perez hung on till his tires were flat. Now Liam's gone, imagine that. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. Red Bull Barn's a lonely place. If you ain't Max, you're out of the race. Liam packed his boots, said I'm done, I reckon. Max just smirked, next victim's beckoning. The pit crew sang, he's too dang fast. Every teammate's a thing of the past. Now Lawson's back with the junior squad, singing why'd I think I'd beat that god. Max's shadow looms so tall and wide. Another teammate's pride just died. From Daniel Pierre out of Checo too. Liam learned what we all knew. 2 races and a teardrop, that's all he got. 5 faster than a jackrabbit shot. Max destroyed another teammate. It's plain to see from Ricciardo to Lawson, he's a one-man spree. So here's to Liam with a beer and a side. 2 races down and a wide-eyed try. Max keeps winning that Dutch tornado. Red Bull's second seat, a big oh no.
Feel the speed, the thrill, high octane drama can't get off fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. Yeah. Every lap a story, every driver's dream. On NFR, racing's the supreme. Checker flags waving, champions arise. NFR brings the glory to our eyes. NFR, where the legends are born. Speeding past the limits, engines reborn. In the fast lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. NFR with the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts.